So here we are. Welcome to Cowdrey TV. We are here at the beautiful Great Trippett's Polo Ground for the opening day of the quarterfinals of the Cowdrey Park Gold Cup, the British Open. And what a tournament it has been. Undoubtedly, one of the highlights of the polo annual calendar. We started with 18 teams. 8 remain. It's been a ferocious tournament right from the word go. And some of those teams that have already left us. A trio of the semi-finalists from last year. Park Place, Marquès de Riscal, and of course last year's winners, UAE. So we are going to have a new champion this year, next Sunday. And of the teams that do remain, who will that champion be? La Dolfina Mura Sanctus, Adolfo Cambiasso. Of course, he reaches this stage again as he seems to every year, chasing that record number of victories. Polito Perez, the Queen's Cup winners, Talandrakas, one of the most exciting, dynamic teams we have seen on the UK circuit for a long, long time. Dubai, Heta Castagnola, one of the undefeated sides. They are right up there as the favourites, heading towards this weekend. Black Bears, they come with the duo of the Perez brothers, Facundo and Gonzalito, once again looking to add to their list of titles. The third Perez brother, Nico Perez, he lines up alongside Pablo McDonough, King Power, multiple winners of this tournament. They are still in with a chance. And then there's the underdog story, Valhalla, the side that have captured the hearts and mind of the Cowdrey audience. We will see them in action a little later this afternoon. But first, the opening game of the quarterfinals. The undefeated La Dolfina Great Oaks taking on Desert Palm Polo team. La Dolfina Great Oaks, Perotto Cambiasso. What a young player he already is. Just 17 years of age, and he looks ready to take on that mantle set by his father to become one of the greatest players of a generation. Their path here, to be honest, they've made it look easy. An opening day victory against La Dolfina Mura Sanctus, followed by convincing victories against Fern Park and Park Place. They look good, they look comfortable, and they look ready to go one step further than they did in the Queen's Cup, where they were beaten finalists. Let's go now to the video showing their road here.
Would it be enough to find Marcos? It doesn't, just finds the stick, and this is a steal now. Kean Hall out the front. Kean Hall pops it in. Great goal. Kean Hall just enough to get in front. Picked up that backhand.
All glued to the end of his mallet. Look at this on Perotto. Nice individual attack here. Perotto now a next shot towards the goal. Bacon finding himself unmarked. He's just going to tap it to finish it off. Dylan Bacon here for La Dolfina Great Oaks. And there we go. Bacon with his first goal of the day.
Those goals from the small mistakes made. That was a good play as Perotto ran up to the number 1 position, receives a pass, and I think he's going to answer that goal straight away with the ball in the air. Perotto Cambiasso. We'll watch that one on the highlight reel.
Possession is up for grabs. There's a mad scrap here with sticks flying in from everywhere, but the Whites still have it. Nicely worked around the corner. This is very, very good. Brilliant stuff. Look at that. Diego Kavanagh has got the score, and he has doubled up the lead here for the Whites. They go 2-0.
What an amazing highlight reel this team has had, and there you see Diego Kavanagh been so responsible for it. I'm delighted to be joined alongside me today, my co-commentator, Tim Ward. Tim, you have had the pleasure of commentating so many of those games. How has this team, this young superstar Perotto Cambiasso, look to you?
Yeah, hi John, thanks very much. It has been an absolute pleasure to commentate all these teams, and this has been such an amazing tournament, as you said, how close all the games have been coming into this. But La Dolfina Great Oaks especially have been standing out, really. Like you mentioned, they have beaten all their games, all their teams convincingly. Of course, Perotto Cambiasso is standing out.
Yeah, no, he's an amazing young player. But now, I mean, you look at the screen as well. They're coming up against another one of this next generation of players that just seems to be taking on that mantle of being the very best. Barto Castagnola, the Desert Palm, the journey here, it's looked a little different. They haven't quite cruised so easily.
Yeah, right. It'd be very interesting to see today how they get on. They've got a slightly different lineup we'll talk about in a minute. But they've had, it has been a rough road, but they've got Barto on the team, of course. He won it last year with UAE, and he can do something special from anywhere in the field, which he has been doing.
Yeah, no, it's amazing the way he leads this team. But like you say, a bit of a rough road. They had 2 defeats. They were staring down elimination before 2 very dramatic victories, only to then go through a penalty shootout. Let's go quickly to a video to see how this team have gone on so far. What can Barto Castagnola do here to get his side further down that ground? He's got the runner down the centre in Zavaleta. He's still got it there. It is Castagnola. Castagnola now looking to run as he opens the horse up, taking on Pires. It's still here now with Castagnola up now towards the 40-yard mark. Castagnola, he's going to go all the way. Barto Castagnola, what a score!
Through over the top, just to the left. Well played there from Laule. Took out the man, came onto the ball to finish it off for Desert Palm. Not to back it, leaves it for Barto. Could be a costly mistake. Let's see, Barto's on a flyer. Coming back to catch him though. Will be the white grey team as Barto's breaking away. He's got space here, I think, for the half swing shot. They can get into the lead once more. Barto Castagnola capitalising. Around to the middle, and this ball's being collected by Laule, who shoots it across the goal and pops it in, taking them now 2 goals to 1. So welcome back, everybody. Here we are at Trippitt's Farm for the first quarter-final here of the British Open. Beautiful day here, and what a stunning location we're playing at. So this tournament has been an absolute cracker. So many close games. Many of the games going down to 1 goal. The standout top scorers, Heta Castagnola. We'll see him tomorrow in the quarters. He's scored 32 goals, along with Fran Elizalde for Green Gates. He's been phenomenal player, very exciting goals he scored as well. Cruz Heggie slotting in a lot of penalties, 29 goals he scored. Polito Pierres, of course, doing some magic over with Talandrakis. He scored 27. And Hilaro Ulloa, the 10-goaler, has scored 26 goals. But, John, what a tournament it's been with all those close games.
It's been, like we mentioned, some big names, and many of those names you actually just saw on that top scorer list. They have fallen by the wayside, but all of these teams, they've represented themselves so well. We've seen so much attacking polo like we've been talking about. But interesting here, we spoke about a change to this Desert Palm side. That was actually Juan Martin Nero on the screen in the background. But let's look how the teams are starting.
Okay, so for La Dolfina Great Oaks, at 1 we have the patron Dylan Bacon. At 2 we have a Kean Hall of 3 goals. He has an interesting story, learning a lot from Cambiasso, now playing with Proto. At number 3 is Diego Kavanagh, also been with the Cambiasso La Dolfina set up for some time. And at the back, Adolfo Cambiasso Jr., Porotto Cambiasso of 9 goals. For Desert Palm, at the front, Tariq Al-Bawadi of 0. At number 2, we've got a young, fiery player, Rufino Laule, 4 goals. At 3, Barto Castagnola of 9. And at the back, we have Facundo Sola, a new player of 8 goals.
Yeah, so let's have a quick chat there. Facundo Sola, then, he has come into this team today. A couple of changes already made by Desert Palm in this tournament. We actually started with Matias Torres Zavaleta. He was replaced after that second defeat by Tolia Jo. We just saw, you see the umpires, Peter Wright and Ben Turner, Henry Fisher in the stands. So as we were saying, and that's why there's going to be a slight delay here right at the beginning, Facundo Sola, he has come in and started the game in place of Tolia Joa, who is in Greenwich. And then just to keep you all up with the action, Juan Martin Nero, he is coming straight on, so one of the shortest appearances you will see by Facundo Sola, and he is replaced by Juan Martin Nero. So, Tim, a bit of stuff for us to get our head around here, and the audience as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's quite an interesting mix-up there now with Juan Martin Nero, one of the greatest backs of all time in that team. I think it's, this is going to be very interesting indeed. So we're about to get underway. We've got a few horses to look out for here. Dylan Bacon on Mentira. Kian Hall is on Lucky Girl. Diego Kavanagh on Aqua. And Perotto is on Chikara.
So we'll go through the next round of horses in a bit. But look, here is Perotto Cambiasso. He just scoots that bull out the air in front of him. Now behind him, and he goes again. Perotto Cambiasso being chased every step away, but it's still here with this young superstar, eventually hooked out the play, but it's still going to fall for Kavanagh. Kavanagh with the first tap towards the goal, with the second, he's got a crowd of Desert Palm players around him, and it was Juan Martin Nero who just gets the first whistle of the game.
Well, there we go. We've seen a bit of Perotto's magic already. So good with the ball. He's something different about this kid, isn't there?
Yeah, he just always looks with control in time, and Diego Kavanagh, we saw there the clear foul right in front of the goal, giving here La Dolfina Great Oaks the chance. But let's just have another look at that substitution, because it's a little bit confusing for our viewers at home. So as we were saying, it was Tolly Ajoa down on the team sheet. He's had to go play in Greenwich. He was then replaced by, just as we do see that first goal go in, he was then replaced by Facundo Sola. That can happen because they were, in fact, a 20-goal team. So the 8-goal player, Facundo Sola, coming in for Tolly Ajoa for 7. But then with another goal to play with, they were able to bring in Juan Martin Nero. And it just kind of changes the whole complexion of this Desert Palm side.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, with a man like Juanma coming in, it'll be very, very interesting to see what goes on. Anyway, it's 1-0 at the moment. So
now coming out the line out, La Dolfina Great Oaks looking to get going again. It's Kian Hall backing up Kavanagh. Through now comes Dylan at Bacon, and another whistle on the ground. So, Tim, a couple of early fouls for us to kind of have a look in this opening settings.
Yeah, well, it's the first minute of the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup. Tensions are high, and a couple of fouls we've had so far.
It looked like Dylan Bacon. It was just getting a little overzealous, perhaps, over-enthusiastic in his attempts.
Well, yeah, perhaps. And, like I mentioned, tensions are high now, down to the last 8, and 2 massive teams taking on each other.
So now comes Juan Martin Nero. Let's have a look. He, of course, very much a number 4, if not the best number 4 in the world, giving it now to Barto Castagnola. Expect to see Barto and Juan Martin to stay very close as Barto Castagnola looks to take on Kavanagh. Sends the ball down the ground, looking to see if he can find Laule, but Perotto Cambiasso just scoops across, takes it on the near side, using Kian Hall as that blocker just to give himself an inch. And that's all a player like Perotto Cambiasso needs. Takes it for right-hand side now, looking to take on the Desert Palm defence. Waiting behind him there is Barto. Look for a runner, Kian Hall out in front of him. It's still Perotto, though. He's taken on Juan Martin Nero. Nero comes back, so Perotto scoops up the pass, and it's going to be Kian Hall. Oh, he's over the top, and it's a chance for Barto Castagnola. The open backhand, but no one had read it on his side. So Juan Martin Nero has to turn quickly there with Perotto Cambiasso. The 2 teammates, of course, in the Triple Crown coming against each other now today as it's Diego Kavanagh now there with the play. Left it again for Perotto. Perotto now cut shot up towards the goal, and it's just going to go wide to the left-hand side, but a couple of big opportunities early on.
Yeah, big opportunities, and it's that kid again, Perotto. Every time he has the ball, you get a feeling something magic could happen. He's riding Chikara there, that sort of light-coloured chestnut, and somehow he finds the space once he's got it. So delicate and loose, but he finds the spaces. They'll have to shut him down as this game goes on.
So now it's Barto Castagnola. It looks like he's come out on Lovelock Sugar Free in this chucker. A new horse he's got this year, one of the Charlie Hanbury breeding, is really looked good on this horse so far this season. So here is a spare today as it's sent long down the ground by Nero, looking to see if he could find Laule, but Perotto Cambiasso, the 2 young players, both still teenagers. It's Perotto Cambiasso just taking it back towards his own 60. Dylan Bacon working so hard as it's Perotto Cambiasso going to the left-hand side of Laule. Now Juan Martin Nero. Can either of the Desert Palm players stop Perotto in his tracks? Not yet. Perotto using Dylan Bacon. Look how Bacon just goes in, makes a real nuisance of himself, and it's still Cambiasso. Cambiasso, long drive down the ground, looking for Diego Kavanagh. Coming back in defence is Juan Martin Nero. The umpire's happy as Diego Kavanagh taps it up into the 60, and across comes Juan Martin Nero. And Desert Palm Polo, they've survived. You heard a couple of players appealing to the umpires there, but they're letting play continue as Juan Martin Nero now taking on Diego Kavanagh. Laulay providing the block. Still Nero just dancing to the left-hand side. Then to the right, stolen off him, but Tim, you could see that one from here.
Yeah. There was quite a clear foul there in the corner. But as the horses will go and change, we can see that one just turning on and coming round in the front there of Juanma. So, what a difference it looks having that player, Juanma, at the back. Perotto still looking so dangerous every time he collects the ball. But Juanma at the back is very solid.
Yeah, just it makes Perotto think, doesn't it? As he does what he does so well and sort of meanders his way down the ground almost. He knows he's got Juan Martin Nero waiting. As we just have a look at the socials before we get going. Polo Line OK on Instagram, Polo Line Int on Facebook, and Polo Line TV on YouTube. Now, Barto Castagnola still out there on Lovelock's Sugar Free with the tap. Waiting for him is Diego Kavanagh. Barto has a little bit of confidence. At the moment, they're man to the advantage. It's still now with Barto Castagnola. Takes it up into the 30. He can go from here with the neck shot. Good pressure, though, by Kavanagh as Perotto Cambiasso just watches that ball. Turns it back round. Now watch for Kavanagh and Dylan Bacon. Dylan Bacon's way out in front, calling for the pass, and that's where Cambiasso looks. Dylan Bacon, he's going to get there in front of Laulay. Dylan Bacon now taking the ball up towards the 60. Has a look behind him. Laulay, he's caught in between Bacon and Diego Kavanagh. It's Dylan Bacon with the big neck shot, but just sent it wide to the right-hand side. Great early end-to-end polo we're seeing here.
Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Wonderful pass up from Perotto, up to Dylan, and great to see them using Dylan up at the front and his 2 goals, stretching this game open. Absolutely beautiful to watch.
So it's going to be Juan Martin Nero. Look at the beautiful sight of the 2 greys. Juan Martin Nero and Barto Castagnola. Nero to the right-hand side looks to go of Cian Hall. Cian Hall beaten for speed as Nero looks up. He's got a couple of players in front of him, but you'd imagine he's going to look for Barto Castagnola behind him with Perotto hanging about, so it's still there with Nero. But great play, Cian Hall, so confident. He had an amazing game, the opener against Adolfo, and he's just taken it off Juan Martin Nero. Now he's got Kavanagh calling for a pass. Cian Hall, what a play by the young English player. Big bump and a ride off. Great defensive play by Castagnola, the tail backhand. And they look to go now. The game beginning to get into motion here. The first of the quarterfinals of 2024 British Open. And it's Juan Martin Nero. Tariq Abwadi calling for a pass at the front. And it's sent long by Juan Martin Nero. But Perotto Cambiasso, remember that teammate out in Argentina as part of La Dolfina. Big neck shot played by Perotto. He was looking for Kavanagh. The umpires say the space was there as Diego Kavanagh just taps it. Juan Martin Nero, as always, not far away. The pressure was enough. Rufino Laulay able to pick it up now for Desert Palm Polo. Still the attack continues. Ooh, a couple of Great Oaks players come across. Did that look like a sandwich?
Yeah, certainly there. Looked like there were too many green shirts in on that play. And we'll see what the umpire, where he puts the ball for the next one. But yeah, I think you're right there, John. But great polo from both teams there. As you said, this game really starting to come alive in that last minute or so. Barto Castagnola doing an awesome job in defence with Sugar Free.
Yeah, and it looks like they, as you mentioned there, the way in which Juan Martin Nero plays, it's just changed that dynamic in the way that they approach their attacks as well.
Absolutely changed the dynamics. It's now a very, very good team indeed. It's interesting to see how he's going to link up with Barto. Do you know if they've played together before?
I'm sure they've, over in Camuelas in Argentina, they would have played a lot of practices, certainly with and against each other. But it's, when you've got that quality, that level of understanding, it doesn't take them long, as we just see there. Well, it's a lot of confidence in Laulay take the penalty, so we are all tied up. But yeah, when you've got the class and also the way in which they play, it does really come together so well, and there's a sort of duo, the coordination is there right from the off.
Yeah, absolutely. And they would have watched each other for hours and hours as well. So, yeah, very interesting change in that lineup. They've just equalised now, 1 goal all. And there's the boss man for Desert Palm, of course, Lolo Castagnola, as he was winning this tournament several years ago with the Dubai organisation. We're back in play now, and it's that kid, Perotto, with the ball again.
So Perotto sends it long. It's just hitting a couple of ponies here as it falls now for Diego Kavanagh again. Looking to take on Juan Martin Nero. Barto Castagnola not far behind, but you just see there the players. We'll have a look at the instant replay.
Yeah, again, just getting a little bit messy there in on that play. And so a lot of the players will go and change horses here. What did you see there, John? Sandwich again?
Yeah, I think we'll win it, but yeah, it's going to go in favour of Desert Palm Polo. What you saw there was Kean Hall was actually just riding one of the opposition in, the goggles there on the horse of Juan Martin Nero. But yeah, it looked like Kean Hall inadvertently caused that sandwich as the Desert Palm player came in between them. But Barto Castagnola looking to go again. Watch for the runner of Juan Martin Nero. He's got space out to the left-hand side. We're going to have to watch him as the ball does indeed go out looking for Juan Martin Nero. Straight away taking over the defensive mantle. But look at that. Juan Martin Nero, he's put plenty of distance on it. The crowd jumping out the way as it does hit the steps. With seconds to go here, that could well be the final action of this opening chukka. Tim, it's been a really, really interesting half. We may get one more play still, as Perotto know. I think the buzzer does go first, but a really interesting opening chukka.
Yeah, great first chukka. There we are, just on the buzzer, just before they started that one. So we'll end that chukka, and yeah, very good polo from both teams. Really, it's been very, very even. Some fantastic attacks using Dylan Bacon up the front, Kean Hall working in the middle, with Perotto unleashing some beautiful passes for La Dolfina, Great Oaks. And then Dubai in the second half of that chukka seemed to be coming back strong. They got that penalty, of course. But it's interesting, like we're saying, to see the link up between Juan Martin Nero and Barto is, one goal all after the first. Both teams looking good. So we will take a short break now on Polo Line TV as the guys change horses, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We're here at Tribbets going into the second chukka of the first quarter-final of the Gold Cup. I'm lucky enough to be joined here with John Kent today. And as they come in, we had a great first chukka, very, very even. The scores are 1 goal all. Tarek El-Bouadi is on Shaker, Rufino Laulay is on Rigoberta, Juanma is on Soprano, and Barto Castagnola is on Parda. Now we need to keep an eye out for Parda, don't we, John?
Yeah, Parda identified, and it's already won a couple of best playing ponies this year, so really, really great horse here. But Barto Castagnola is coming on as, Tim, we have a look at the horses coming out for La Dolfina Great Oaks as well. Okay,
so for La Dolfina Great Oaks, Dylan Bacon is on Antonella, Kian is on Juliet, Diego is on Ajuada, and Adolfo Cambiaso Jr., that's Perotto, on Solari. Keeping out for Solari is also one of Perotto's best, as he's driven that right up to the front, and Kean Hall nearly got on the end of that. Followed up well, though, here by Dylan. He takes a shot. The defence is just strong enough. Good work in defence by Desert Palm.
Yeah, really strong defence there by Rufino Laulay. They've really been characterised, this La Dolfina Great Oak side, by the work that Kean Hall and Dylan Bacon do at the front as well. And you saw the pressure they're putting on as this attack not yet over, as it's going to fall here, still with Kean Hall, fighting hard with Juan Martin Nero. The confidence of Hall really showing, but Tim, I'm going to hand back over to you as you try and pick that one out the crowd.
Well, that was a tough one. It was they're all sort of bunched together right on the other side of the field. You can have a look online to see if you saw anything. Luckily, we've got our world-class umpires. Well, there's a couple of green shirts fishing and one white in the middle, but let's see.
As we see Leela Pearson and Corinne Ricard on the screen there, Teresa Beresford as well. Great to see them here supporting. And back in the action we look to go. Juan Martin Nero, they've given Barto the space. You don't want to do that. It's Barto Castagnola running away. They're not going to catch him. Look at the speed. Tim told you about the horse. It's Barto Castagnola running away. Kavanagh, he's left it behind. It's still going to roll. They've taken the post out and it is a goal. What a moment of chaos, Tim.
Wow, that was chaos right at the end there. Yeah, but it was that horse Parda who's got an accolade of best playing ponies. Broke away. Like you said, they weren't going to catch him. He just flicked that one. Whoa.
I don't know if it was a goal.
Look to the right to me. Look just to the right before the post went down. There's 2 goal judges out there, 2 umpires as well. We've also got a third man, so we'll get the decision. But look to the right.
Yeah, I think that one did just roll to the right. What a chance that was for Barto Castagnola. And I mean, the pitch out here at Trippitt's, we should say, first game here, delighted to be here. Thanks to Claire Milford-Haven and George Milford-Haven for supplying this ground today. It looks amazing. So we can't blame a bounce on the ball. It was just putting his head up at the last second. Yeah,
just at the last second there. Very, very good effort. And let's keep an eye out for that horse Parda with Barto on.
So now Proto Cambiasso. Watch for Diego Kavanagh. Went right, now goes left. It's sent long down the middle of the ground, though. They're looking to use Kian Hall, but coming across there quickly in defence is Rufino Laule, giving it now to Juan Martin Nero. Tariq Abwadi stays close. Barto Castagnola just hovering around as well. They don't want to give him a single second as it's Juan Martin Nero. Leaves it now for Barto. Kian Hall making a real nuisance himself. And again, it's that duo of Dylan Bacon and Kian Hall really closing down their Barto Castagnola, and they got him as it now falls for Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh turns it round. Proto Cambiasso comes in behind. Kian Hall goes down the ground, and they've got the overlap. The pass from Diego Kavanagh looking for Kian Hall, appealing for a foul as Juan Martin Nero, but Kian Hall, it's not going to stop him trying. Kian Hall reaching out, it's going left with the tap, with the score. Kian Hall, what a goal!
Wow, that was a wonderful goal. Great polo from La Dolfina Great Oaks. It actually started there with Dylan Bacon doing a lot of work and getting the hook on Barto. That's where it all started. And then Perotto picked it up, passed it up to the front, and then it got knocked up to Kian to finish it off. Great team polo. La Dolfina Great Oaks.
Yeah, I love the way Tim Kian Hall has played this tournament. He's known as a player who's really tough on the man, always fights, but he seems to have found a new level when it comes to hitting the ball and scoring the goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So much pressure he puts up on the front. And like you said, he does get a lot of goals too.
So here now we go again with Desert Palm Polo looking to tie us up. But Kian Hall, what a great chucker. He's brought it away again. Just takes it away from Laule. Now Juan Martin Nero, he's sitting deep to make sure that run can't come again. So Kian Hall keeping it close. Barto Castagnola getting involved, but they've left it. And now the overlap is gone as is Perotto giving it to Diego Kavanagh. The speed of Nero and Laule, is it going to be enough as Diego Kavanagh is gone? Reaching out for the hook. Nero does get him, and Rufino Laule called for the tail backhand by Barto Castagnola. Barto Castagnola turning away, appealing for a foul. The umpires say, and we're going to watch Parda go again. It's Barto Castagnola, Tariq Abwadi, a trio of La Dolfina Great Oaks, and maybe just one too many.
Yeah. It took 3 of them to stop him, and in fact they had to foul in the end. So that horse is going to go and change Parda now. But what a difference that horse made for Barto. Some great runs in the end. He looked like he was getting away. And then there were 3 of them, 2 either side, and 1 came across the middle, I think. So they'll get a penalty here. He was heading to the goal, so it could be an open goal penalty. We'll see where the umpires drop it.
Yeah, it looks like a penalty too. He was, like you say, he's clear through, so they need to give that advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing polo from both teams. Such an exciting game we're seeing here. And a chance to even things up, get it to 2 goals all, 30-yard penalty.
First of our 2 games, of course, Tim, we're going to be here at 3 o'clock British summertime. Valhalla King Power. The winners of this game, they will play that team. So you'd imagine they're all here watching, just as we see Rufino Laule again knock it through.
Yeah, good for him. The young lad taking 30-yard penalties. It is tricky, even in front of the goal there. It's quite fascinating watching the penalty shootout on Thursday morning, actually. It was tricky conditions with the wind. Of course, the pressure. There was a crowd and being filmed And it was interesting, all the top players had 5 60-yard penalties, but it wasn't as easy as you think, was it?
You hear those penalty shootouts. We've been used from over years, and no, certainly not easy. But Barto Castagnola, he stayed calm for Desert Palm Polo. Now, Juan Martin Nero, the substitute coming in today, leaves it now, and it's going to be Tariq Abwadi. Oh, Abwadi nearly came through, but Diego Kavanagh, but the pressure of Laulay enough. Diego Kavanagh dancing round there to the left-hand side. Little backhand flick, finding Peroto Cambiasso. Now watch for Keane Hall again. Juan Martin Nero has to be careful. He's got Dylan Bacon up there as well. And the formation is set with Diego Kavanagh now behind Peroto Cambiasso. Peroto for right-hand side of Barto Castagnola. Peroto reaches out behind him. He's about 70 with the neck shot into the pony. They're not going to like that. A little bit close, I would say, there for that hit.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a little bit of a careless hit with the horse in the way. The horse was in front of the goal, so that's why he took a shot that direction. But nevertheless, I think a little bit too careless. Another moment, though, when Peroto has the ball, you just wonder what's going to happen next. The way he carries it on a bumpy field is just incredible.
See, we have the Castagnola crew, Benny Castagnola down there as well. Be great. We saw him winning the Archie David. His Castagnola brothers, they are certainly a trio to be seen. Hector, of course, playing tomorrow. But it's here now with Barto. Barto, winner of this tournament twice. Last year's MVP in the final with UAE. Leaves it for Juan Martin Nero. Nero sends it down the ground, looking to see if he can find Rufino Laulay, but he's shown a lot of a ball there to Peroto Cambiasso. That's not what you want to be doing, and Peroto, even from here, can prove a real threat for La Dolfina Great Oaks as they look to turn it round. Peroto, Diego Kavanagh close by. Oh, in came Barto Castagnola, but the umpires, they didn't like the angle. Tim, what did you have a seat look there on the instant replay?
Yeah, well, again, we saw Peroto carrying the ball, finding that space, looking so confident, and there are people trying to chase him. And again, a bit hasty, probably. Was it Barto who came in front? Thought he had enough room, but Peroto, when he's dribbling that ball, it's just so hard to get it off him.
Yeah, it's so hard, and we have seen, you know, the last couple of years, the umpires, they are trying to let the game run. They sort of say if there is space, they do let players come in and do that. But yeah, I think you're right there, Barto, just a little bit too close. Yeah,
it was a close one. It was a close one. So Peroto will take it from the halfway line.
Now, watch for runners. Diego Kavanagh, he's going to stay close. Juan Martin Nero and Barto, they're both in. So you fancy Diego Kavanagh is going to try and find some space, using Keane Hall as the blocker. That was the idea. And Juan Martin Nero is just taken away for long enough as Kavanagh picks it up. Diego Kavanagh with the next shot is going to go close, but it's just wide to the right-hand side. But what a great set play.
Lovely, lovely set play there, yeah. Diego Kavanagh with a nice little finish under the neck. Great passing again. Dylan Bacon was nearly there to finish it off as well. But the way the La Dolfina plays as a team is remarkable.
No, it really is, and that's why they've got to this stage undefeated to this point as Barto Castagnola taps it in. Sends it out to the left-hand side, looking again for Juan Martin Nero. Nero, he's got, just a little flyby. Diego Kavanagh came in. Barto Castagnola backing him up. Diego Kavanagh still there involved, and he's got the better of Nero, but look how Barto just keeps control. Just looked like his horse wasn't really helping him. The saddle might be reaching out in front of him as it's now with Barto Castagnola. Going back with him is Keane Hall. Barto Castagnola, lovely neck shot down the ground. This one could go all the way. It is, but it's going to go wide to the left-hand side, but just a signal there. The threat that Barto provides.
Yeah, that's something he can do. He can take a shot pretty much from anywhere inside the halfway line. And so dangerous when he's got the ball as well. Different style to Peroto, but very, very powerful and strong. He's sort of a muscly player and a huge shot, and he can take shots from anywhere. So here we go again from the back line. Peroto's got it.
Yeah, again, you actually just saw, I think, off the camera there, Barto Castagnola's horse. It wanted to go to the pony lines early, so he had to come back in. But Peroto Cambiasso, long drive down the ground. Now Barto does come back into it. Barto going towards the boards. Under pressure, as he seems to be all the time, from one of the white shirts, and he's only backed it to Keane Hall. But turning first, that looked like Desert Palm line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tried to sneak in there in front, but we'll get a whistle there toward the end of the second chucker now on the far side. 2 goals all. Wonderful polo from both teams. Good defence from both teams as well. So not a lot of goals, but we're seeing good action, quality polo.
There's Edouard Carmignac watching on as well. Talon Dracus, they will be playing in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Winners of the Queen's Cup, defeating La Dolfina Great Oaks in the final, of course, up at the Queen's Cup. So Eduard Carmignac, great to see him here. Watching with interest, but here, Tim, a 40-yarder, and it's even, but La Dolfina Great Oaks perhaps just with the momentum, but they could find themselves a goal down here.
Yeah, I agree. La Dolfinas, their attacks are looking more likely to score, but a careless foul there really wasn't necessary. Have given away a 40-yard penalty. This time, Barto's going to take it.
Barto just snuck under the stick there of Perotto Cambiasso, and that could well be. I think we're about to hear the buzzer go here at the ground. And Tim, intriguing to see Desert Palm Polo. They are out in the lead here, 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. They're up, but just by one. Long way to go still, of course. But they're playing very well with this new setup with Juanma in the team. I mean, it's an amazing team on paper, and their defence is very, very impressive, managing to keep the Great Oaks at bay most of the time. They've scored just 2 goals. Desert Palm have got 3 from the penalty spot. Breaking away here, though, is Juanma with less than 30 seconds to go. Juanma for Desert Palm's got it in the corner. Stolen, though, and Perotto turning on to Barto came on just a second too late, probably. Perotto looked like he was on that line, so we hear a whistle at the end of the second, and Dubai just in the lead by 1.
Yeah, we'll come back. We have a look here at the instant replay as the crowd applaud these players. It does. You would imagine there's going to be a penalty shot to get us underway in the third chukker. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes here at Country TV, presented by Standing Rock today as well. 3-2. Desert Palm, the underdogs, they're just out in front.
Welcome back, everybody, where we have a beautiful day here at Tripit and a big crowd. It's great to see so many people watching this very, very important game. We're just getting ready for chukker number 3. Tarek is going to hop on Barbis, Rufino Laule on Altanera, Juanma on Lurica, and Barto on Annabelle. I'm here with John Kent, and it's a great, fun game to commentate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Like you say, we're a little nervous about the weather, but it's the sun has come out. We're very much open to the elements here at Great Tripits, as we just have a look there in the La Dolfina Great Oaks pony line as well. Dylan Bacon on Panamana in this chukker. Kean Hall 747. Diego Kavanagh on Falta and Perotto on Yanina as the players make their way back. Tim, we were just talking at the break. You're very involved with the kind of the Dubai polo scene. Obviously, Desert Palm, part of the Dubai organisation. It must be great for you to see this team here representing so well. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a real... it's great to be in Dubai and to witness what's going on, where polo is very, very healthy indeed. The fact that Desert Palm Polo Club have actually got 2 teams is phenomenal. And UAE have a team, of course, from Dubai. And this year we had Bangash as well. So the clubs are very full. The tournaments are booming. It's like here in England, polo is looking healthy.
Polo is looking healthy and really great as well. Tariq Abwadi back this year, of course, won this Gold Cup. it seems 15, maybe 20 years ago now, as part of the Dubai side, as we have a look again here at the instant replay of that last play. Yeah, Barto thought have a go, but he's been punished, and he's been punished hard because it's going to be a penalty for 60. But just to go back, it's great to have Tariq back in particular, and that save that he made against Fern Park. I mean, they've basically got him to thank there here.
Yeah, absolutely. That save off the line was amazing. And then, of course, we've got Barto's father, Lolo, and Ali Al-Bouadi. So both those boys' fathers won this same tournament a generation ago.
And it was normally with Adolfo Cambiasso as well. Many of that success. So really, so many links and ties to both these teams. Yeah,
it's a wonderful sport in that respect to see such generations. We can witness the generations come through. Perotto from the 60. Hits it hard. It was blocked hard, but it went through. It managed to get through. There was a big stick on it, but it got through, and that's what counts. So we'll starting Chaka number 3, just about 3 goals all.
I'd be interested to see on the instant replay, actually. I'm not sure whether it didn't hit a Dubai stick, which deflected it in, because it was looking slightly right. I don't know if we're going to get a good shot of it, but it certainly hit something. But the story of it is written. 3 goals apiece we are here in the third Chaka. Not a lot of goals, but there's been open running early on, some fouls, but since then these teams really coming into their own. And that's expected. Juan Martin Nero, worth saying as well, as we do see another foul. He's not on his own horses here. They are cup-tied as part of the Gaston side, so he's playing unusual horses to him. But Tim, let's have a look at the foul that we just saw here.
Yeah, well, it went into the line out, and Desert Palm are going to come away with the foul. A little bit untidy. There have been a few fouls in this game from both sides. Tensions are high. The penalties have been expensive as well so far. Anyway, we've got Desert Palm from the halfway line.
So Juan Martin Nero, waiting for him is Perotto Cambiasso. Juan Martin, long drive down the ground, deflects off the pony of Kean Hall. In there comes Barto Castagnola. Barto taps it. It's going to be a goal here, surely, for Barto. Oh, it's against the post. I think deflected off the post, then a horse, but it did eventually find its way through. The flag is waving. Yeah,
that was a brilliant pickup from Barto to sort of sweep in there and then get around everybody to finish it off. It's good polo. Put it up to Barto in the front. I mean, that's a nice combination to have, isn't it? Juanma hitting it to Barto.
Yeah, it's a real power play that they can get through there, this Desert Palm side. So they lead 4-3. Ball goes back in play. It's through the line out, and it's going to be picked up, it looks like this time, by Rufino Laulé. Laulé spinning it round. Straight away, a trio of La Dolfina Great Oaks players and Perotto Cambiasso get there. Barto Castagnola under pressure from Kean Hall, unable to get there, but Juan Martin Nero, he does. Sorry, no, that was Laulé sending it down. Oh, Dylan Bacon, he met it. The umpire is happy with 2 Desert Palm polo players coming down the line, so turning it round again is Diego Kavanagh. He's got Juan Martin Nero breathing down his neck, a little flick backhand. That was really nice. Finding Perotto Cambiasso, using there again Dylan Bacon. He was always behind him, and he just came in, took out Juan Martin Nero, and Perotto Cambiasso can keep on going still. Perotto. To his right there is Dylan Bacon. Barto Castagnola got his cousin Perotto Cambiasso. Left now for Diego Kavanagh. Juan Martin Nero. Strong play though by Kavanagh as they've left it for Kean Hall again. Kean to the right-hand side of Nero. To the left side again. Kean Hall looking so good on the ball out there in this British Open, but Barto eventually steals it. And now Barto Castagnola on the counter-attack here for Desert Palm and Barto Castagnola. In between there, Kavanagh and Bacon. Kavanagh got the hook, the open backhand, looking now for Cambiasso on the turn, but Juan Martin Nero read it. The open backhand, superb play. There again is Dylan Bacon. The backhand ends up against the pony and back to himself now as it's here with Bacon. Bacon for Great Oaks. Behind him is Kavanagh. Kavanagh steals it. Coming down the line was Nero. He looks confused at the umpires as they say play on, as Diego Kavanagh now takes it, and the game opens up here at the Great Trippets ground as Diego Kavanagh, a flick pass to Perotto Cambiasso, knew exactly where his teammate was going to be. Cambiasso ridden out the play, and across now comes Barto Castagnola, and the counter-attack is on. It's Barto Castagnola taking on Kavanagh. It was strong play now, spinning it back round. Turning it here for La Dolfina Great Oaks is Diego Kavanagh. Left it hooked by Laulé. Good defensive work by Barto Castagnola. The whistle blows. A couple of opportunities there for either team to run, but couldn't quite get the open space.
Yeah, that was interesting to see the La Dolfina team attacking with all 4 players of the team on the attack, backing each other up or blocking while Perotto has a go. And then Kian, Dylan and Kavanagh putting on the attack onto Desert Palm. And 3 times in a row, it was Barto just swept out of nowhere, picked up the ball and started the counter-attack. The first 2 times he was on his own up at the front, didn't get too far. And La Dolfina brought it back in the 3rd time there. Barto came in again, picked it up off Perotto, and there was a foul soon after. I think they might give it to Barto, because Perotto coming over it. So amazing defence, a strong attack from La Dolfina, again and again, relentless with all 4 players coming at them. But each time, somehow, Barto manages to come out with it. But they're on the back foot a little bit, Desert Palm.
That's why it's so hard playing against this La Dolfina Great Oak side, because against many teams you get that breakaway and you're gone and it's open ground in front of you, but there's always a player in white waiting deep. As we go again, as it's sent out left by Juan Martin Nero, looking for Castagnola. Castagnola, he picks it up. He's using the block of Eds. It's still here now. Now watch for Nero, make him a run down the ground. Laule goes as well, as it's there with Barto, but the pressure of Kean Hall, it is relentless, just forcing a little bit of a short hit as it's brought away now here by Diego Kavanagh. Behind him, Kean Hall and Dylan Bacon. Getting involved there was Rufino Laule, looking for Juan Martin Nero, but there first will be Bacon with the open backhand, looking for Perotto Cambiasso. Now Perotto Cambiasso. Behind him is Diego Kavanagh. Now Kavanagh just waits to see what Perotto's going to do. Nero came out of nowhere. The speed of Nero, I think he's still out there on Annabelle. Got the hook as the backhand played for Barto Castagnola coming across, and I think that's going to be Desert Palm ball.
Yeah, it looks like it. Again, though, similar sort of play with La Dolfina Great Oaks mounting some amazing attacks coming at the Desert Palm team, but eventually I think they've managed to gain themselves a foul in it. But so difficult playing against this white team. They're instead of the long shots, they're carrying it sort of to the Desert Palm teams a little bit. A great backhand from Dylan Bacon to unleash Perotto earlier on. So it's what's very impressive is how all that team are sharing the responsibilities, and then of course from time to time they open up, give Perotto. But well done to Desert Palm. They've defended it, they kept them at bay, and they've got a couple of fouls, and this second one has resulted with a penalty. Yeah,
and I think that's where, you know, there was obviously that change earlier with Facundo Sola starting and then replaced by Juan Martin Nero. It's a bit complicated with the rules on how that could happen, and Juan Martin already having played in the tournament, so comes on as a replacement rather than a team substitute. We can go into more details on that, but he really is the perfect player for us. Juan Martin Nero is sitting deep and hitting those backhands.
Yeah, absolutely. He fits into that team well. And then, of course, La Dolfina may not have had a chance to prepare for that. That's gone through, though. Perfectly taken 6 deep by Barto. So stretching their lead. Desert Palm doing a fantastic job taking on one of the best teams. And they're 2 goals up. Beautiful penalty from Barto there.
Yeah, you don't hit them better than that. And yeah, we've spoken, and a lot of people are speaking about how impressive this La Dolfina Great Oak side has been, unbeaten to this stage. Even I mentioned it in the sort of pre-match speech, how Desert Palm Polo, they've lost 2, but it's all been by a goal. They haven't been outclassed, they haven't been beaten comprehensively, so that's the margins that separate them from being unbeaten themselves. So he came in, they should have been confident, and they look at so far. But back on the play, it is Perotto Cambiasso. Cambiasso turning it back round. He's under pressure there from Laule. Great play by Laule, and Laule's got it, and he's going to run away here for Desert Palm. Just got a little bit excited. That's fair enough with Perotto Cambiasso on his shoulders. It's here now with Diego Kavanagh. Just slowing it down again. Dylan Bacon so strong in the way that he just takes away Juan Martin Nero. Now runs. It's a great setup there, and it's going to be sent up to Dylan Bacon. And that was such a great play between Dylan Bacon and Diego Kavanagh. And La Dolfina Great Oaks. Dylan Bacon with the approach. He's being chased by Castagnola, but Dylan Bacon with the shot, with the score. And what a goal that is. We all thought he was going to stay on the man. He went. It was delivered, and what a score.
Wow, Dylan Bacon's having a great game. He's doing so much work, both in defence and attack. And it's great to see the La Dolfina team using Dylan as well. They've got the trust in him to pass him the ball, and he scored goals like that. Very important one as well, getting 1 goal closer to Desert Palm. Beautiful goal from La Dolfina Great Oaks.
I think that's why they're so hard to coach against as well, because Lola Castagnolo have been saying, Dylan's going to be fighting, so stay deep, and then he runs and they let him go. And great to see. It's here now with Perotto Cambiasso for La Dolfina Greaters. Can they tie us up as we go into the final minute here of this opening half? Perotto going to the right-hand side there of Laulay. Big neck shot down the ground, looking for Cian Hall, and Dylan Bacon again. Can he get a second in quick succession? Just got a bit of a bounce. It's there with Nero. The open backhand played, but the pressure's still on as Perotto Cambiasso, it looks like there. It's Barto back on sugar-free here, looking to take on Cian Hall. Cian Hall got the backhand. It's end-to-end here. It's breathless as Diego Kavanagh looking now to put a side level. Kavanagh in between Laulay and Juan Martin. Nero and the umpires blowing a whistle. I wonder what they saw there.
Yeah, perhaps there was too many green shirts, one on his right. Perhaps the man on his left came a little bit close in front of his right of way there. Yeah, it looks, that's to me. But
well, it's battle. It could be one too many taps.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see what they decide. They've got to see. No, they've given it to that first one. It is going to be La Dolfina Great Oaks.
So the Great Oaks working so hard, piling on that pressure, just keep coming. Either one of those players putting on the attack, and eventually they're the ones who get the penalty. It's a 30-yarder to end the first half.
It can be so tight in those situations. Like, who is the right of way? Is it one too many taps? But this time they do, and I think rightly, as you say, Tim, they go in favour.
And that will even it up at the end of the third with that 30-yard penalty. What a game we're having. We're going to go into the second half. 5 goals all here. There's nothing in it. Different styles of polo, both teams. But so far, the same results. So there we are. That was the hooter to end the first half. And what a great first half it was. 5 goals all. They'll take a break, have a chat with their coaches out there and their different tactics, their horse lists. John, how would you summarise what we've seen so far?
God, it's everything you'd hope for in an opening game of the quarterfinals. These two powerhouse organisations giving it everything. I can't wait to see what happens in the second half. We'll be back in a few minutes. Go boil a cup of tea, have some breakfast if you're joining us from the States, and we will see you very shortly.
Pelon's very, very strong at these moments in the short plays in front of the goal. Magoo's got a chance to take a shot. Does shoot, it's cleared off the line. Wow, what a save. Who was it? Al-Bawadi. And Richardson comes out with it. Gets a good shot forward. And another one up from Richardson. Up to Pinello. Pinello picks it up and puts another one towards the goal. Has a shot at it and gets it. Baker Pinello has done it for Valhalla. What a game! What a comeback!
Yeah, no, it felt good today. The field makes a massive difference playing here at Knoll. We can really use the team's horsepower. We moved the ball well. Top, I thought, had an amazing game today. And yeah, we couldn't miss today. It was good. Felt really good. No, I mean, having my dad, being my dad is, of course, amazing. Always someone to ask for advice with anything, when buying horses, when taking jobs for teams. No, he's a big role model in my life. He's someone that I've grown up watching, the horses, the way he controls the game. No, I'm very lucky to have someone like that to teach me. No, Pablo and Nico, they're both amazing. They're the most nicest guys off the field. They're so relaxed. Of course, they're two of the best players in the world. They're unbelievably talented. When you need those goals, they deliver for you. My job is to sort of try and give them a bit of space, and as soon as they have that little bit of space, they make damage with it. To have them on my team it's awesome. I feel really comfortable with them on the field.
welcome back. We are here at the halfway point of the game, and I am absolutely delighted to bring one of our favourite guests here on Calgary TV. Claire Milford-Haven. Claire, how are you today?
I'm extremely well and so happy to see so many people here. It's fantastic.
It is absolutely. I mean, this is one of the greatest days I can remember this summer so far at Polo. Tell us about yourself. Why today? Tell us about Great Trippets, why we're here, what it means to you.
Well, Great Trippets has been in our lives for many, many years. We bought it back in 2005. We were living here before, and it used to be a dairy farm. We turned it into a polo farm, and I have to say this year is one of our busiest years. We've got 250 horses in work, and we have two high goal teams here. We have Marquez de Riscal and Bangash, and then a lot of other clients that everyone would know about.
Amazing, and some of these players out here, I understand they've honed their skills on this. I mean, the ground looks amazing, by the way. On this amazing ground?
Yes, so today Cian Hall was based here, Juanma was based here, Dylan was based here, and there's one other I've just momentarily forgotten about. There were definitely four of them here.
That's fine. You've had such a great.
Upset someone, but anyway.
Okay, we can stop that. And you used to play in this level as well. Yourself and George, you had teams many years ago. Do you miss it?
Well, I had one run in the high goal in 2008. So we had the Broncos, which is George's team, and then we had the Bucking Broncos, which was my team. And it was all going really well until we met each other in a league game. And I think the players knew who was paying the bill. So sort of strangely enough, we lost.
Funny how that happens. I do remember that game. Actually, it was quite a lot of fun. And you're playing different levels. How's your summer been?
So we are playing as Gallagher. We have a wonderful partner in polo called Gallagher, which is an insurance company, and we're playing in the high goal. Sorry, that's just my dream. We're playing.
Never let it go. Never let it go.
We're playing in the 12 goal, and we're about to do the 15 goal Harrison. So that's exciting, and I play with Bauti Sorsana, Michel de Carril, and our third player in the Harrison is yet to be confirmed, but it will be a surprise when he turns up.
Oh, amazing. Well, we can't wait to watch that. So, focusing a little bit more on this game, on this tournament, you've mentioned already Marquez de Riscal, Bangash. They were here. Sadly, Marquez de Riscal knocked out in the penalty shootout. Bangash had a great first season. How have you seen the tournament, this game? How do you kind of see it going from here on in?
Well, this game right now, it's so close. I can't really comment. It's really close. I would love to comment on some of the new teams that have come into the high goal this year. I think what's been really exciting for us is seeing Gaston come in, Valhalla come in, and White Crane. I think that's just three local teams. I think it's really, really exciting to see that happening. So but this game, I can't say. I mean, may the best man win.
And the change in the lineup, it's had a bit of an impact, you would say, for this game.
Well, it's always good to have Juanma on your side, isn't it? And the best back there is, probably. So best of luck to them, and I shall be going to commiserate and congratulate at the end of the game.
Amazing. So we haven't managed to get you to give a prediction for today. Can I get you to give a prediction for the Gold Cup?
Oh, my God. That's really tough, Johnny. I don't know. It would be lovely if it was a local team.
So Valhalla.
I'm not going to say Talendrakis, Valhalla, Mora Sanctus. I'm not going to say. All the teams are. The thing about polo is that everyone's your friend, so you'd be happy for anyone to win. But obviously, I always support local teams because of being a Cowdrey member and being so local to Cowdrey.
I love that. That's what I think we're all hoping for here. Claire, a real pleasure as always. Thank you so much. Thank you for this ground today. It looks amazing. The ground is stunning. And here on Calgary TV, we head back to Tim.
Thank you very much, John. Well, here we are on this fabulous day, and it's an interesting statistics we've got here. 5 goals all at half-time. Both teams are playing so well. World-class polo. The defence has been good, so there haven't been many field goals. You can see La Dolfina scoring 3 and only the one from Desert Palm, which is not many in the first half. Throw-ins are fairly even. La Dolfina Great Oaks just coming out on top. 6 and 5 fouls. Well, it's not so much, but 2 penalties have gone in for La Dolfina Great Oaks, and those 4 out of 4 penalties for Desert Palm as what's dictating the scoreline at the moment. We mentioned before with John that perhaps the La Dolfina Great Oaks have got the front foot. They're pushing hard. The man of attacks is just relentless. All three chuckers, especially toward the end there. But Desert Palm are doing a great job at holding them off. Again, it was a penalty at the end there. They got La Dolfina that last goal. But world-class polo going out there. Quite a deadlock at the moment. Two different styles of playing. A big influence and interesting factor here is to have Juan Martin Nero in with Desert Palm. That's changed things up a lot. And it's wonderful to see how quickly he slots in to play with this new team. But I was just saying, John, how 4 penalties have gone in for Desert Palm, and that's quite a lot. 4 out of 5 goals from the penalty spot.
Yeah, and I guess it speaks to, we mentioned a couple of times, Tim, the way in which this La Dolfina Great Oaks side, they do play. They constantly have a player sitting deep at the back. What that obviously can mean is if they do come across, just as we have a look at these horses coming as well, what it can mean is you do give away fouls, and very often you're a last man, so they do move it forward, which is where we've seen those penalties come in.
Yeah, so we have Tarek is on Banana, Juanma is on Visagra, and Barto is on Lollipop. Another one, let's look out for her. It was fun watching Parda earlier on. Lollipop is another famous horse, John.
Yeah, I love the way that Barto plays on Lollipop. I think they're going to give us the same horses again, but yeah, Lollipop, you know, it's a horse familiar here with the crowds. Barto Castagnola, we expect to see a lot from him on that one here in this fourth chukker. 5-3 they led, and you know, we said then it was surprising because almost the momentum has been with La Dolfina Great Oaks, but they came back quickly as we do now look at the La Dolfina Great Oaks horses.
Yeah, let's have a look. So Dylan, we don't know. Kian Hall is on Madriguera, Diego Kavanagh on Antonella, and then Perotto is on this big, beautiful grey horse. She's also very fun to watch. Lily, keep an eye out for her. She can run.
So ball goes back and play, and oh, look at Kian Hall. He's so confident, just takes it out the air, but the open backhand played by Laule. Who's going to turn first? Juan Martin Nero beaten to it there by Perotto. The backhand as Barto Castagnola swoops in, crowded out by Diego Kavanagh, but Dylan Bacon this time couldn't quite make the most of it. So Juan Martin Nero turns and faces, didn't get the clean shot, so now watch for Perotto. Perotto wants to pass, it gets delivered, but reading it there was Barto Castagnola on Lollipop. Turns around in front of Perotto. In goes Rufino Laule. Now he's got Juan Martin Nero in a lot of space. How did he manage to find that? The pass, though, just a little bit short, but he still makes the most of it. They're about 70 yards from goal. Juan Martin Nero. In came Laule. The umpires blowing a whistle. I think Juan Martin Nero might be a little frustrated there with his young teammate.
Yeah, possibly there. And then Juanma came back around over it as well. And so, yeah, interesting to see that horse as well of Juanma. But how are we going to start here, John?
Well, they're lining it up like a...
No foul?
A roll in, yeah. I'm not sure whether actually Juan Martin Nero might have taken a little bit of a hit, and with no team in clear possession, they just threw the ball in. But now, this is what we've been waiting to see today. Oh, as I say that, he left it behind. Who would have thought it's going to be Barto Castagnola instead? Big backhand, and Juan Martin Nero turns, and he's gone. Unless Diego Kavanagh can catch him. Kavanagh, he's got a lot of speed coming back. He did catch him, and it's going to be Kian Hall just leaving the ball now for Perotto Cambiasso. Is this the part of the game where pony power may really come into consideration? La Dolfina Great Oaks, they're looking a little faster, a little fresher for the time being. But Desert Palm Polo team continue to apply the pressure. Juan Martin Nero opens up those shoulders, sends it long down the ground, is up high in the air. Barto Castagnola watches it. Kian Hall, he's there, but Barto Castagnola, yes please, easy for Barto Castagnola, and they score again.
Oh, well, that was nice. Great for Barto to have someone launching the ball up for him, and the way he can sweep in and pick it up there. 2 white shirts defending him. Somehow he manages to pick it up and get it through the goal. Amazing player is Barto, and have him out the front getting fed balls like that is going to look good for Desert Palm as they just take the lead here now. 6-5, come back in for the throw-in.
So ball goes back and play. A little bit of wind again in the tail of Desert Palm. They've been clinical when they've got into those zones. And they're going to need to continue to be so as well, because this La Dolfina Great Oak side, they will keep coming and coming and coming. As it's here now with Perotto Cambiasso again. Juan Martin Nero being blocked just for a second by Dylan Bacon. They were, of course, teammates a couple of years ago, Dylan Bacon and Juan Martin Nero, as it gets sent down the ground there by Perotto Cambiasso. The flex off the pony of Barto, sent under the neck there by Nero. But again, the two captains, the two 9-goal young superstar players of the sport coming together as Perotto now leaves it for Dylan Bacon and then for Kavanagh. Diego Kavanagh taps it for the right-hand side. Talking of those allegiances, Diego Kavanagh, winner of this tournament in the past as well with Dubai. So we spoke earlier about those links. They are all over this team as it's here now with Juan Martin Nero. Nero picks it up. Laule runs down the ground. Nero behind him is Barto Castagnola. Nero, though, just fighting his way in between Kavanagh and Kean Hall. The umpire's happy as Dylan Bacon. Look at the backhand played by Dylan Bacon, but it's into space, and it's relentless attack right now by Desert Palmers. It's just a bit of a change from what we saw in that first half. Barto Castagnola, they can't let him dance to his own tune as he just leaves the ball behind. Across there comes Dylan Bacon, but the umpire's not happy. I did just wonder whether he did come across the horse there. Yeah,
maybe when he struck that ball, maybe it was right in front, and maybe his horse crossed in front. Dylan, he's working so hard in the middle there, doing so much for La Dolfina Great Oaks, but perhaps he did a little bit too much and crossed the line. They're all discussing this one. The umpires are having to go to the third man as well, I think.
Yeah, third man, he's got the benefit of a replay, as do we. And they've given it to the white shirts this time around. And I had a word as well with Desert Palm Polo team. So they're just getting calm, getting ahead of a situation here.
Yeah, because it is so close. Just one goal in it as Perotto comes back around on this tall grey lily.
So Perotto Cambiasso with the tap. Waiting for him is Barto Castagnola. Perotto, the two face off again. Perotto sends it down the ground. He didn't get clean contact on again. Both him and Barto, turning around there. Dylan Bacon, and this time Juan Martin Nero, I think, is going to get the decision.
Yeah, looked like that. Looked like Kavanagh might have just come around on the front of that, as there was a couple of green shirts coming down on the line, and they're going to move this all the way past the halfway line to at least the 60-yarder.
Yeah, it was, like we spoke about earlier, and their attempts to play this open game, they do give away the fouls. Van der Meyer there. See, sitting and watching this game in the background.
We do have a lot of comments coming in and messaging, but we'll say hi to the Animalis team. Pancho, how are you doing, mate? Great to have you guys supporting us here.
So it's a penalty for. Chance here. It's a remarkable stat I remember seeing of their first game where they defeated La Dolfina Mura Sanctus, this La Dolfina Great Oak side, and they fouled something like 18 times that game, and it wasn't because they were being scrappy and messy, but it's that open side we spoke about, and what a penalty that was by Barto Castagnola.
Yeah, that's the second time he's hit a 60 straight over the top perfectly. All the penalties have gone in so far, which is quite outstanding, and it's making a big difference to the scoreline as well. That one there, though, going for Desert Palm.
So players coming back to the centre. It's just, can this time they capitalise on that bit of space they put in the two teams? 7-5. It's met there by Juan Martin Nero. This chucker just riddled by a little bit of whistle so far, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a break at half-time, had a chat with the coaches, but it's a nervous kind of a time, and they're just not getting away. Both teams are going to have to watch out on these fouls. A little bit careless. But it's a bit of frustration, I think, because the defence is so good. They're not able to get through and score the field goals like they usually do, either of these teams.
Yeah, but the defence is so good, and there just has been an occasion. I mean, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, both Perotto and Barto, they haven't been at their cleanest. We haven't yet seen them opening up that ground and running like we know that we can, and just keeping that play a little bit closer like that does result in a little bit more whistle. But still plenty of time for that to change. 2.5 chuckers left in this opening quarterfinal. Gets sent out left, looking for Diego Kavanagh. 3 o'clock, we are heading over to Lawns for those watching close by who can make it in attendance. We're also live streaming that game as well. Valhalla taking on King Powers. It's here now with Perotto Cambiasso. Perotto, this is what we want to see from Perotto as Tariq looking to meet it. He thought better of it, got out of the way. Kian Hall with the shot. It's wide. It's wide. They were applauding here, Tim. They thought that one was in.
Yeah, that was a nice play. I expect to see more of that, using Perotto to get in there, put the danger on and flick it through. Kian couldn't quite get the finish there. He probably will next time. But La Dolfina looking very, very strong, but trailing by 2.
So here come Desert Palm again. Juan Martin Nero. Look at Barto Castagnola to the left-hand side, seeing if he can find a bit of space. But Juan Martin Nero keeps on going. Barto Castagnola decided coming behind. Oh, he's got plenty of distance on it. And between Tariq Albuadi and Rufino Laule, but it's great defensive work there by Dylan Bacon to take them both away and let Perotto to come back onto it now. Perotto just sees a little bit of space. No one out in front of him to this point, so he's going to hold it for a little bit longer. Juan Martin Nero gets drawn in. Taking out the play of Laule is Dylan Bacon, so Perotto will just continue to tap. Now he does send it long. He's got the goal shot from about 120 yards out, but it's going to stay in play and wide to the right-hand side. So work to be done here as Dylan Bacon, near side backhand, looking for Diego Kavanagh, but spinning round in it. Great defensive play. Last year's MVP with the winners UAE, Barto Castagnola. Oh, but it's stolen. It's stolen off and by the crowd, and Diego Kavanagh with the score, taking it off Barto, and Diego Kavanagh makes it a 1-goal game again. A minute to go here in the 4th.
Yeah, what a finish. I think they deserved it, Great Oaks. They've been putting so much pressure on, and eventually they got that one at the end. They're using Perotto coming in, making those attacks. That pass, it was just such a slow swing, lofted up halfway down the ground into the mixer. And then, yeah, there's all 4 of them working so hard in front of the goal and managed to get it away to the end.
Yeah, Barto wouldn't have enjoyed that one in front of his coach, his father, Lolo Castagnola. You'd imagine there'd be words as Kian Hall looks to go again. And this looks dangerous for Desert Palm. Perotto Cambiasso with the pass again. He's giving it back to Kian Hall. Kian Hall goes to the right-hand side, just taps it inside there of Barto. He waits. Kian hooked up the play. The defence again by Desert Palm. So strong out there as it falls now for Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh to the left-hand side of Barto. Still now it's Diego Kavanagh. This looks like a tied game. Near side backhand, Diego Kavanagh. What a goal! 7 goals all.
Wow, what a finish by Diego. Right on the buzzer as well. Amazing goal. How he slipped around the men there, got it out in front of the goal, and then that near side backhand to get it through was a fantastic finish. But don't forget the attack for the last minute or 2 there from La Dolfina Great Oaks was fantastic. All 4 of them pushing so hard at the goal, with Perotto doing the magic in the middle. So we're going to end chuck at 4, and it's still even. La Dolfina Great Oaks on 7, Desert Pass 7.
Watching horses interact with each other is deeply moving. Their communication is filled with sensitivity, a reminder of how humans could be: sincere, trustworthy, and respectful. When we experience their companionship, we feel an indescribable warmth and connection. It's as if they are teaching us. This inspired Standing Rock, with support from the HPA, to present a trophy to the season's most outstanding team, honoring the core values behind fair play and sportsmanship. It reflects a world where fair play isn't just a rule, but a promise we make to each other about respecting, supporting, and achieving together.
Welcome back, everybody, as we come and see that equaliser from Diego Kavanagh ending beautifully. A very well-worked goal from La Dolfina Great Oaks, who seem to be playing some brilliant polo. They're keeping there or thereabouts, but giving away a few fouls for Desert to Palm to slot in. They're playing some incredible polo, of course, now with Juanmar in that team and Barto as well. It's working very well for both teams. 7 goals all going into the 5th. And we've got a few of the horses up here. Diego Kavanagh is on Imporotuna, and Perotto is on Santidad. That's also one of his best ones. So let's watch Santidad in this chukker with Perotto.
Yeah, Perotto always so well mounted, of course. The mixture, we've seen them on a couple of Lovelock's horses. That breeding operation that they have as well, the La Dolfina setup, is incredible to see. And the efforts for the Genavas family they put out there with Valiente as well, and the work that is done to bring him back so well mounted.
So how much clones are they using in the La Dolfina breeding program?
I think almost entirely now. There's a string of clones that play, and we've seen them. We saw one earlier on in the game. Kian Hall was playing one. I'm not sure if Perotto's got any out here, but Adolfo playing tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of those clones as well. It's an amazing thing to see as we get underway again. Right, this 5th chukker. So the last 2 chukkers, it looked like Desert Palm would be going in with the lead, but they got clawed back by 2 goals each time as it's here now with Barto. Lovely neck shot down the ground by Barto. Looking to bring Rufino Laulé. Look at the speed though. Kian Hall again in defence, but Rufino Laulé is strong. Just takes control. Left behind though and picked up here by Diego Kavanagh. Watch for Dylan Bacon. Dylan Bacon calling for a pass out in front as Diego still close in there with Juan Martin Nero. So he sends a pass long. It is going to be Dylan Bacon. He's got Barto Castagnola close behind him, so Dylan Bacon has to keep his calm. It's a big shot up towards the back line. A lot of work to do here by Dylan Bacon. Called for the backhand. And look at that. Dylan Bacon gives it to Perotto Cambiasso. Through goes off, a defensive play by Nero is superb. That looked like a goal, but it's going to be Diego Kavanagh. The danger not yet over. The umpire's happy as Diego Kavanagh through the hook of 1. It's stopped by Nero. Can they finish it off? The goal is eventually scored. I think it was Dylan Bacon who finished what he started.
Well, there you go again. What a team. What a full team, fully equipped with everything. Dylan Bacon doing so much work, taking it into the corner. That backhand into the middle to Perotto, and then Diego in the middle and Dylan back in the middle again. It's almost as if there's 5 of them out there. It's a fantastic polo team.
I love it as well. I mean, Dylan kind of goes against what people... You better outer in and rolling towards the back line, playing an open, but Perotto knew exactly where it was coming, so it worked perfectly. So back in the lead now, having been behind on consecutive occasions. So now comes Rufino Laulé. Left the ball behind. Juan Martin Nero beaten out of it. Oh, in came Dylan Bacon for the backhand, but the umpires stopping him before they get going.
Yeah, look like Desert Palm are coming down the line there. They're also heading toward the goal, so the umpires are going to pick this one up and take it to a penalty spot. We'll see if it's a 60 or a 40. Again, they do. Both teams need to watch out on these penalties. Too many of the goals have come from the penalty spots. Lolo Castagnola out there.
Do you reckon, Tim, a player yourself, the presence of Lolo kind of marching up and down as you go up to do a 40, is that going to fill you with confidence, fear? Is it going to help you score the goal?
Well, it would boost me knowing that man's in the camp. Amazing career he's had on the field and now coaching his boys and the Dubai team.
He really was an amazing player, wasn't he? Just that combination with Adolfo, seeing their sons play against each other today, but the combination when they did play together for so long.
It was wonderful, wonderful to watch. They changed the game, I think, in many ways, the way they played. Anyway, we're going to have this penalty. It's a 40-yarder.
Yeah, look, Thomas Fernandez Llorente, player in this tournament with Bangash, based here at Chippets. We heard about them from Claire Milton. I believe he's substitute later on for Valhalla as well. He will be in the tent. Let's hear Barto. Oh, plenty of power. What a strike.
Yeah, another perfectly taken penalty. Made sure of that one. Hit it hard, just high enough. And through it goes for the equaliser then. 8 goals all as they come back to the middle.
So as they do come back, I mean, just worth welcoming all of those who are joining us on the live stream today. We've loved having you with us throughout the tournament. Please do let us know on the socials where you're watching from. You're probably waking up over at least on the east coast of the US. Do say hello. All of these games still available and exclusively live throughout the tournament. As it comes out now, with Juan Martin at Nero. Nero, no, Kian Hall, he goes for those, but he's not gonna get away with that one.
Yeah, he gets in there, gets involved in the middle there, but not getting away, like you said. Had to get the ride off earlier or go near side, but he crossed the line too late. So Desert Palm will have a hit from the spot here. Juanma and Barto at the back making the plan.
I won't mind him doing that too much, though. If he gets it once out of 5 players, it's a win.
Yeah, and of course depends where you make the fouls. Here it's not too much of a worry. It's not a penalty shot.
So Juan Martin Nero. Out to the left-hand side. Oh, he's got the speed. He's got round Perotto now. Can Juan Martin Nero go? Picks up the bounce of the ball. Looking to go round the outside there. Diego Kavanagh. Look at this horse. Juan Martin Nero with the cut shot. Oh, it's through. Oh, it's through.
Oh, my word. Just after I said it wasn't much of a threat, that horse absolutely flew down the sideline there. Got away, and he took the shot. They're not yet. I think it has been confirmed a goal, but wow, what a goal! What a horse! I don't know which one that was, but that was super fast, getting round the back. Surprised Perotto, I think, early on, got past him, and then managed to take it all the way around, putting them on the board. Nice field goal. 9 goals to 8 now.
Yeah, I think he was keeping receipts there of you saying it wasn't a dangerous position to go, but in that cut shot, I mean, what a shot that was. Juan Martin Nero, we saw Lolo Castagnolo as well. As we clipped to him, he would have been happy. Now, can they come again? This game really simmering nicely with just over a chucker and a half to go, and it's Perotto just with a tap up over the halfway line. Perotto goes right, goes left, goes right again. The little dance of Perotto. Juan Martin Nero goes to face him. You fancy that horse of Juan Martin Nero? It very well could be in contention to any Best Playing Pony prize awarded today as Barto gets beaten out there by Perotto Cambiasso. To the right-hand side now of Juan Martin. Leaves it for Diego Kavanagh. These two, they know each other so well. The trust which Adolfo has in Diego Kavanagh, putting him in his son's side year after year, knowing exactly how he will guide his young teammate. Now he goes to the right-hand side, looking to go for the next shot. He's got Dylan Bacon out in front of him. Tariq Abwadi moves out the way. It's going to roll up towards the back line. It's still in play, and Barto saves it. Screams on the field, whistle on the field. Tim, what have we got down there?
Well, I saw an amazing attack heading across the goal there, La Dolfina. Barto came in. He picked it up on the near side, but perhaps it looked like Dylan Bacon might have had the near side, and Barto had to go offside. Would be my call on that one. But what an attack again from La Dolfina Great Oaks. Kavanagh doing a lot of work this time on that one. Penalties being dropped right in front of the goal. It does look like La Dolfina Great Oaks will get one right in front of the goal, which would be the equaliser.
What an atmosphere as well here, Tim. The crowd is packed here.
Yeah, it is really, really beautiful. A beautiful day, packed, and everybody dialed into this game. That's the equaliser then. 9 goals all.
9-9. What an opening half to this 5th chukker. You going to hazard a prediction at this point?
I wouldn't be able to predict. I mean, I love the way La Dolfina are working and pushing. If they cut down on the mistakes and make less fouls, I think at the moment La Dolfina probably playing slightly better polo, but both teams playing brilliantly.
So ball goes back in play. Kian Hall looking to bring it away. It's Juan Martin Nero. Oh, it's stolen. Dylan Baker's stolen it off Nero, but he just again can't quite get away. We've seen it a couple of times. The open backhand play. Barto picks it up. It's Barto Castagnola. Watch for Laule. Laule calls for it. This is the polo we want to see. It's Rufino Laule running away from Perotto Cambiasso. Rufino Laule with the approach, with the tap. It's rolling. It's going Rufino Laule. What a score by Desert Palm Polo.
Well, there you go. Amazing polo from both teams. And that was one of the goals we love to see. Big pass up to Laule up at the front in a flat-out gallop with Perotto and getting it through. But those are the wonderful goals that such a great team like Desert Palm can score. Passing it up to the front, having Laule up there to finish it off and get them now into the lead again with a wonderful goal, Desert Palm.
10 goals to 9, and we have seen some absolute cracking games in this tournament. Right from the opening game of the tournament, it was Desert Palm undone in overtime by Talendrakis, and this one looks like it could go all the way as well as Perotto sends it up the ground. There's no one there, so he's going to have to hope it rolls all the way. It is going to roll, but it goes wide to the left-hand side. He needed one of his bouncers just to take it right.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting ending now. 9-10 in the 5th. And this game is really, really hotting up now. Of course, in the knockout stages, it's a quarterfinals, and it's all down to this chucker in a bit. It's going to be great.
So, coming back in now, Juan Martin Nero. The winner of this side, they will play the winners of Valhalla King Power, playing at 3 o'clock British summer time. I mentioned British summers. The wind just does begin to rise here at Trippitt's. The field holding up so well. We have had so much rain throughout this tournament. Amazing to see the conditions here as it's here now with Diego Kavanagh to the left-hand side. Rufino Laule getting involved. Look at Cian Hall off the camera. I think you see it now. He's just taking Barto right away from the play as it's here now with Perotto Cambiasso. Perotto sends it up, but again, it's just going to roll wide to the left-hand side. A couple of sighters, though, for the young player.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see if we'll see more of that action. Every time the Dolfina team make some spaces for Perotto to do some magic in the middle there, they look like scoring. So we'll see how they get on in this final chukker. Both teams playing superb polo with Desert Palm up, but just by one. We'll end chukker 5. One more chukker left. Desert Palm on 10. Dolfina Great Oaks 9. Welcome back, everybody. We're just getting ready for the last chukker here. Desert Palm are up by 1 against Dolfina Great Oaks. And we're just getting some information in. There's somebody just getting checked there. An ambulance has gone over to see what's happened. Can you see anything there, John?
I think it was Cian Hall and...
Dylan is in there with a knock.
Sorry, Dylan Bacon. Sorry, not Cian Hall. Dylan Bacon. And they're just looking up. He was kind of... I don't know whether he got hit on the chin and he was putting his chin up, or on the head and they're kind of doing the lights in the eyes, just to make sure. But he stepped into the ambulance. There's the Desert Palm 10. Have a look at the score progression.
Yeah, well, as you can see, close all the way. Desert Palm inching ahead a couple of times. Dolfina coming straight back into it. And we're going into the last with just one goal. Another cracking game in this tournament. We've had so many. You can see there, Bato just checking his horse list. They'll often pick the first 5 horses that they start on each chukker, and then they'll let the spares come and decide during the game when to play the spares and see which ones they'll bring back. They'll be wanting to bring their best horses back, I imagine, for this.
Yeah, don't be surprised, even if not for the whole chukker, to see, you know, the likes of Lollipop, Sugar Free, we've had come in.
Parda only played half a chukker earlier on. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her again. Our Polo Line TV app is a brilliant place to watch all the games and also keep in touch with all the games and what's going on around the world. And this is the most important game going on around the world today, that's for sure. Well, we've got 2 games today, of course. We've got another one at 3 o'clock, the second quarterfinal. But let's see, who's going to get into the semis? Desert Palm or Dolfina Great Oaks. 1 chukker to go and 1 goal in it. Just checking on Dylan Bacon. I think he's come out of the ambulance now. He looks good.
He's out of the ambulance. I know they've got, I believe Sam Brown is the substitute for Dylan Bacon if they do need somebody. But good, I mean, he jumped out that ambulance a lot more athletically than I could have even without an injury. So doing up the knee pad, so it does look like he's going to be okay to continue.
Yeah, he's pretty good. We saw Perotto and Cian Hall looking pensive. These guys zoning in. Team talk with Lolo. Castagnola, there we go. We heard the whistle. They're calling them back out now for the last chukker here at Trippets.
Just having a look again how packed the audience is here. We've seen a lot of the biggest names in polo here, watching, of course, as they are. Even those knocked out the tournament early on, enjoying this season as we go on here in Europe. Many will be heading off to Spain after this. Horses already heading out to the fields of their various places where they leave them to winter, but still so much action to come. And it's, you know, as we look again at Barto Castagnola, you know, maybe even myself a little critical of the way in which they came into this game. 2 wins, 2 defeats, needed a penalty shootout. Were they on form? Many questions. But again, actually thinking about it again, coming back to it, those 2 defeats, overtime against Talandrakis, losing by 1 goal to Valhalla, and then 2 close wins. It's not like they came out of form, and remarkable seeing that goal difference of 0, and it could well still be only 1 or -1 at the end of this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The games they lost were so close, and of course you learn a lot from the losses, and so you can fix the mistakes to come back. You know, La Dolfina Great Oaks have had fairly easy games. They haven't been tested like this before, but it's very difficult, like we mentioned, with Juan Martin Nero coming onto this Desert Palm side. Really throws them off a little bit. No one really knew what to expect, except we were going to see some great polo, and they've been solid. Is that how you describe it, the Desert Palm team?
Yeah, so solid. It's interesting. Gaston Laulay, of course, father of Rafinha and Beltran, who's playing for Dubai finalists last year with Dubai. So speaking into a walkie-talkie, I'm not sure I've seen too many walkie-talkies around the ground. Speaking, maybe, you know, you alluded to the fact that the best horses come out at this point. They're maybe not going to play a whole chukker because they've already played. So plenty of instruction and thinking going. But most important thing, Dylan Bacon, he is back on, ready to go, and we are going to get the final chukker. Or will it be? Remember, if we are tied after 7 minutes, we play the whole 30 seconds, and then we go into overtime. Either side is winning. We end on the first bell. Tim, you said La Dolfina Great Oaks. Are we still there? I mentioned...
It's so hard to say. It's impossible to say. Who knows who's going to come out with this? They're playing different polo. They're relentless, and if they cut down on the fouls, I think they'll have a good chance. But this Desert Palm team is amazing to watch as we start here from the back line with Juan Martin Nero.
I think he's back on that horse, Juan Martin Nero, which he scored that running goal on. Of course, we said he's not playing. Oh, they've given that one away. Look at Diego Kavanagh. Oh, Juan Martin Nero saves himself. That was nearly dangerous, I was saying, but I think Juan Martin Nero back out there in the speed of mind just to come back round as the ball just pops over the boards. And it is going to be a drop ball for Great Oaks, but they would have taken that when that ball got taken away by Diego Kavanagh. But yeah, just saying, Juan Martin Nero, of course, adding to the fact, not used to his team. He's not playing his own horses. They were cup-tied after being part of the Gaston team. So he's out here on a mix, you would say, as Perotto Cambias, always looking good. He eyed it up. He turned round. He knew.
Wow, that's it. Perotto Cambiaso, the special child, the special kid. Look at that. What a goal. He's just something magic. He's something different, isn't he? He's built different, this kid.
He really is. I love how he turned round as well. I mean, you know, you've seen those bounce before, but he knew exactly where that was going. Anyway, he is different. I love watching him play. As it goes in now, as it falls away for Rufino Laulay. 10 goals apiece. What a game this has been. As Barto Castagnola, we hope you've enjoyed it wherever you are tuning in to Calgary TV around the world. We certainly have, as Barto Castagnola. So often when these 9-10 goal players leave it, no one else expects it, so no one turned round onto it. Juan Martin Nero coming in behind, but it's great work. A watch for Perotto. Oh, it wasn't quite long enough by Diego Kavanagh, so Barto Castagnola in again comes Cian Hall. The umpire's happy as Barto Castagnola dances to the left of Perotto. He fancied repeating the trick, instead sent it to Tariq Abouari. There as well as Nero. Nero with the backhand. It's going to go up to the left-hand side, and Perotto Cambiaso spinning it round again. Tariq Abouari putting on the pressure. He's got to be careful. The umpires say clear green as Perotto Cambiasso just taps it into a little bit of space. Still now, the boy wonder, the 17-year-old. Perotto goes in between Albuadi and Castagnola. There is Nero. The pressure from Desert Palm is strong here at the end of this match. We're about 2 minutes into the sixth chukker as Perotto Cambiasso comes back round again. Turning and facing. The next goal is going to be pivotal in the outcome of this game. And Perotto Cambiasso fancies it. Watch for Bacon. Bacon wants to pass. And what a pass it is. But the speed of Juan Martin Nero coming back in defence, taking away Dylan Bacon. Just too strong there. Juan Martin cuts it out towards his own board. Confident play there. And it will stay in play as Juan Martin Nero just back there. Oh, look at the skill, the talent there of Juan Martin Nero. Now he's got Perotto Cambiasso behind him. He shows a lot of the ball there to Diego Kavanagh. Perotto takes it out the air. He's playing tennis with it as he now takes on Castagnola. Castagnola, the backhand. It's still up there towards the goal. Perotto Cambiasso looking to put his side back in front with the next shot, with the score. Perotto is taking control out here in the last.
Oh, yeah, he has. Absolutely. The way he went into that and picked the ball up in the air. Then in the way he flicked it over to near side, offside, snuck through, and then put that through. He's just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable player. Amazing to watch. Silky, silky skills. Is he so loose but fast in the middle there and getting the goal. He's turning it on now. They're just in the lead. 1 goal. 11 goals to 10.
I recognise this horse with the goggles again. I think it's owned by Facundo Solo, and it looks like as well Barto's back on Parda here in this final chukker. As it's here again with Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh, the next goal could seal it. You wonder with 3 minutes to go if it can go in favour of La Dolfina Great Oaks, but it's stolen it. It's Rufino Laulé. Great play by Laulé. Looking to see where Castagnola had gone. Back to it comes Diego Kavanagh, though. Kavanagh dancing back towards his own 60. Still anybody's game out there as it's hooked out. Perotto Cambiasso in front of his cousin Barto Castagnola. Takes it to the left-hand side. Looks up again. Perotto, he's got runners out in front. He's really found his tune in this final chuck. Tariq Albuadi, he's got to be quick, he's got to be strong, and he's both of those as he leaves it now for Juan Martin Nero. Nero takes it out towards the board. Still behind him close is Dylan Bacon. Diego Kavanagh all the way at the back, making sure there's no chance of a counter as Juan Martin Nero spins it back round. Can he start it now? Going to the left-hand side. He wants to run here, and run he does. Taking on Perotto Cambiasso again. We're into the final 2 minutes just over here in this contest as it's left now for Rufino Laulé. Out in front of Cian Hall. Great defence by Cian Hall. Where is Barto? He's taken out by Dylan Bacon, so it's here now with Laulé. He does now find Barto Castagnola. Just gets it on there. In comes Dylan Bacon. Good play by him, but the attack by Desert Palm Polo continues with Rufino Laulé. To the left-hand side there, picks it out the air once. Diego Kavanagh, he's got to be careful here. The umpire's happy, though, as Kavanagh are able to spin it back round now. La Dolfina Great Oaks survive. It's now with Perotto. What can he do this time? Under 2 minutes to go. Dylan Bacon's on his own, and Dylan Bacon calls for it. Dylan Bacon now for La Dolfina Great Oaks. Is this the shot for Dylan Bacon? The crowd gasp. It goes wide left.
Wow, just to the left. Great attack there, but I get the feeling something switched on in Perotto now. He's just looking so confident, so good out there. Desert Palm are going to have to work very, very hard to get this goal back, but anything could happen. We've still got time. Another 1 minute, 20 seconds as we get a whistle there, so the clock will stop. Not sure what it is. Perotto's chatting to the umpire there.
Yeah, not sure. I think Perotto's asking if he can change. The umpires, it looks like there might be a slight injury to Perotto. He just goes down to his haunches.
Yeah, maybe a cramp potentially. But the way he played again, he just turned it on that last few minutes there. Sensational to watch.
What's remarkable, Tim, that goal he scored from distance out here, he tried it twice. Didn't work the first 2 times. That could kill the confidence of anyone, but Perotto, he actually from further out, he's like, I've got it, third time lucky.
Yeah, with such a slow, loose swing, lofting it over the top as well. He reminds me of his father, but he's got a different style, hasn't he?
Yeah, different style. We grew up watching Adolfo Cambiasso play, and I may always remember as a young player, he was without a doubt the very, very best, and he's one everyone who looked up to, but his style was so unique, and it was a way in which you almost couldn't replicate it. Perotto, on the other hand, it's a lot more textbook, you could almost say.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Any kids watching, that would be a good guy to watch and learn from. And it's interesting to see. I mean, there's conversations around the field, who's the best player in the world at the moment? Or who's going to be the best player? People asking, is Perotto going to be as good as his father? Who knows? But certainly looking like he might be.
Certainly looking like, he will get there. He's 10 goals. He's not 10 goals here in England, but he's 10 goals pretty much everywhere else. He won the Argentine Open back in 2022, reaching that 10-goal status at just 16 years of age in Argentina. Really amazing young player. And whilst there has been times today it hasn't quite worked as he was planned, this is also a sign of a class player. You come through at the end, you put your side in front. But with a minute to go, he is back mounted, and it's going to be Desert Palm. They've got a minute. The ball is on the back line. It is here now with Nero. Watch for Barto Castagnola. They can't hang around here as Barto Castagnola looks to pick up the play in front of Cian Hall. They need one more chance. They've got it here with Castagnola. You can hear a pin drop out at the ground as it's given it to Perotto. That was nearly that for Martin Nero. He keeps the chance alive. 45 seconds. Desert Palm. They've got to make their way up the ground quicker than this. And it's here now with Rufino Laulé. The chance it will come. Laulé, you saw him looking there for Barto. Perotto's there. Perotto out the air. He's going to win the game here if he can get it, but he's left it behind. And Barto Castagnola. Is he going to send us into overtime? He leaves it for Laulé. It's now or never for Desert Palm. Cian Hall with the backhand, but the attack still goes. It's Barto Castagnola. Seconds to go. Oh, it's stolen. It's stolen. Is that the game-winning play? Not yet, because Barto, he's still there. The umpires look. The umpires don't yet blow. You hear Lolo screaming, but the umpires say play on. That's what Martin Nero comes across, and now you do hear a whistle, and that could well be that. Let's see what way this one goes.
Wow, what an attack from Desert Palm. They did all the right things, just couldn't get it over the line. Lot of defense in there from the La Dolfina Great Oaks team, and they did well not to foul in such a tight situation there. And they've managed to get the ball out of the danger as well.
Lolo Castagnola, he's not happy. You could see there, you just know when those sort of plays get so stuck. So often you do see the umpires blow, but they let play go, and it's gone in favour of Desert Palm. Tim, do you think that is game, set, and match?
Well, how long we got? It's just a matter of seconds now. So from the halfway line, La Dolfina Great Oaks, they'll either hold on to it a little bit and then release, I imagine. I don't think they'll want to hold on to it for too long. One good shot down might be enough, and then careful not to foul. Perotto will be the one to take it.
He will indeed. What a game, though. What a performance it's been by Desert Palm. With that new player coming in, Perotto, just a clean hit away from victory, you feel, as he gives it now up to Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh, he's met by Laulé. Can they go? They don't want to give away a foul now. La Dolfina Great Oaks is Rufino. He's got to go. He's run out of time. And it is La Dolfina Great Oaks. What a performance. What a game. It went backwards. It went forwards. Desert Palm, they had the momentum. But Tim, Perotto Cambiasso in the last. He came out strong, and he will be in the semi-finals on Wednesday.
What a game. What an amazing game again. So great to have the atmosphere here on Tripits. I mean, the crowd were absolutely zoned in. So quiet and then so loud when the goal went through. But that's the end of the game. Only just 11 goals to 10 for La Dolfina. Yes, Perotto was sensational, but very, very well supported by his team. It's the first big test for La Dolfina Great Oaks, and they got through it well. Perotto turning on the magic at the end, but well played, all of those guys. There you can see Diego and Dylan cheering to the crowd as they go through. They were relentless, both in attack and defense. Another amazing game of polo here.
I love to see that. And what an organisation as well. You see two great names there, La Dolfina Great Oaks. The two organisations, Nicky Evans does so much work behind the scene. The Great Oaks combining this year with everything that Adolfo Cambiasso, the La Dolfina organisation, bring. And what a moment. Look at the scenes there in the tent. Dylan Bacon, such a strict regime he puts himself on. He's so professional, and he'll be so excited. Those two there, Diego Kavanagh, Perotto Cambiasso, they played together for years and years. Diego's played with him since he was sort of 7, 8 years old, and now together they're in another semi-final of this tournament.
Wonderful, brilliant, brilliant, amazing scenes here. It's a big challenge for them today to come up against that new team with Juanma in with Barto. Was always going to be difficult, and it went right down to the wire. Look at that on the scoreline there. Desert Palm, well, they were up a couple of times. La Dolfina Great Oaks never letting them get away too far. They were making too many fouls at the beginning, and there weren't many field goals, and then they started to come. Wonderful fouls from both sides. We had that awesome run by Juanma, but Perotto Cambiasso doing some magic, slotting some beautiful goals in, but it was a team effort in the end that got the win for La Dolfina Great Oaks.
Yeah, that goal by Perotto Cambiasso, I mean, there was a standing ovation next to us after that one where he hit it from about 90 yards out. We should, though, again, like you mentioned, talk about Desert Palm. Juan Martin Nero, he came in today after substitution early with Facundo Sola. Never easy to come in, but he looked so good as well. That goal Juan Martin Nero scored, I'm sure we're going to see it in the highlights at the end. Bartek Castagnola, last year's winner, last year's MVP. With UAE out, with Bartek Castagnola out, it's going to be 4 new names on the trophy this year.
Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. We're looking forward to that. We've got one more this afternoon at 3 o'clock, and then 2 quarterfinals tomorrow. The semis will be on Wednesday, and then the big final, of course, on Sunday the 21st.
But of course, he'll be waiting. His father playing tomorrow in one of those games, Adolfo La Dolfina. We've already spoken about that organisation. Another whole team, La Dolfina, Mura Sanctus, playing in the quarterfinals tomorrow. But yeah, first here, 3 o'clock, we head over to Lawns Ground now. If you are around the Cowdrey area, the London area, do make your way down there. There is a bit of traffic. It is a festival of speed here in the area as well, but plenty of time to make your way to Lawns. Valhalla King Power, that's going to be a really, really great game. Before we're done here, though, we are going to have an interview down in the polo lines, just getting confirmation of who that's going to be with Seb. Perotto Cambiasso, I'm sure we'd love to get some words from him.
Absolutely. Be very interesting to get into this guy's mind a little bit and how they're structuring himself, his horses, and the teams. But a good win there. Very, very close game in the end.
You say get into his mind. It meant so much to him. He's so calm on the field. He's so calculated. I mean, you just heard him let out this roar when the buzzer goes. You can see how much he wants this game.
Yeah, absolutely. He is pumped. But like you said, he's so calm. His mentality is very, very strong at the moment. He's so loose out there, allowing him to score these kind of goals that he did up over the top. And the way he carries the ball, like we mentioned, is just beautiful. But he's zoned in and calmed. He's looking to be a great, great player, one of, if not the best in the world. His father managed to hold that title for how long? Almost 30 years?
Well, see, 1992, he first played in England at that sort of 9-10 goal level. He's still 9 goals here. There's no other player like it in sport. As we have a look now at some of the goals of this game.
And yeah, we saw some crackers. That was Kean Hall. Wow, he did a lot of work both in attack and defence, putting the pressure up in attack, but working so hard in the middle. Barto working some magic, getting through a couple of men there and then flicking it in, weaving across. He is absolutely awesome to watch as well. That was such a treat. Here is Dylan Bacon breaking away up at the front after receiving a wonderful pass from Perotto. He's such a complete player, Perotto, able to hit those passes up, defend, and then go through himself. Here's Kavanagh working it through across the front of the goal and then an open backhand on the near side to finish. That was an awesome goal, again, after a massive attack from La Dolfina Great Oaks. There it is again, sneaking past the men and that guy as well. Nice horse to break away and a great finish, world-class finish from Diego Kavanagh. What have we got on this one? That was that beautiful cut shot from Juanma after he just run it in from his half all the way around the outside of the field. The crowd pleaser it was, right along the crowd as they roared, and then that cut shot to finish. And at the end here, we've got Perotto working hard, doing that magic and scoring that goal. That was incredible to watch. What a pleasure that was to commentate that game. Another cracker, down to 1 goal. We'll see the stats as they come up here. And 8 field goals from the Great Oaks. And you can see Desert Palm with just 4 of their goals from the field, 6 from the penalty spot. So that was holding La Dolfina Great Oaks back for such a long time. They managed to win twice as many throw-ins. Perotto working very hard, and all the guys in the throw-ins there. Too many fouls. There you go, 14 fouls from Great Oaks, whereas Desert Palm kept it to 9, and every single penalty went in. Great Oaks 3 out of 3, and Desert Palm got 6 out of 6 penalties. So a superb effort of Desert Palm, taking the one of the favourites right down to the wire. But La Dolfina, Great Oaks, looking like they can beat just about any team at the moment, getting the win right at the end there.
Yeah, so La Dolfina, Great Oaks, they remain undefeated. They will play the winners then of King Power versus Valhalla. That game at 3 o'clock. Just hearing Edward Carmignac behind us saying they can beat just about anyone but Talon Trackers. Confident talk from the Queen's Cup champions. We love to hear it. Talon Trackers, they will be in action in that quarterfinal tomorrow as well. And with the organisation of Edward Carmignac, his son Hugh Carmignac, Flaco Gaston Bidi, and then the speed of Palito Perez, Ali Musio, and Rochi Torgatar out in front of him. I can't wait to see him in action tomorrow. We are going to have an interview, though, as we are just waiting in the pony lines. I'm delighted to say, as we get down there in a period of time, it will be Perotto Cambiasso, the man, or the boy, no, we'll call him a man, 17, who defined it with that winning goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see who's going to get tomorrow. So the winners of this play the winners of Valhalla and King Power, which we've got at 3 o'clock. And hopefully we'll go down quite soon for an interview with Perotto. It's a big, I guess he's feeling quite a lot of weight on his shoulders, being the son of Adolfo, of course. But so far he's lived up to it and more.
He has, and people remark about him and the two Castagnola brothers, Hector and Barto, how, you know, there was obviously a lot of pressure coming in, but none of them play like they kind of feel it on their shoulders. You know, all of them play with this kind of, you know, youthless abandonment, you could almost say, and hopefully long may that continue, because they play so much, they win so much, the pressure yet to come, and it's really great to watch.
It is great to watch, and what's great in this sport of polo, like we mentioned, is the generations coming down and playing. So of course we had Barto out there, whose father played and won this with Dubai. We had Perotto out there, whose father's won it. How many times, John?
I think it's 7 times Adolfo has it. Will he make it 8 this year, chasing a record of 10?
Which is just incredible. Tariq Al-Bouadi, of course, his father, Ali Al-Bouadi, was playing this and winning it many years ago. We've got
Young Laulays.
The Laulays as well.
Beltran. I mean, there's so much
Schwarzenbacks.
The Schwarzenbacks. No, it's such an exciting time. Right, as we head down now, delighted to say we do have Perotto Cambiasso down with Sebastian in the La Dolfina Great Oaks tent. So we are just waiting now for the cameras down to get to Perotto Cambiasso down there in the tent. And we are now with Perotto Cambiasso.
Perotto, what an amazing win here to go through to semi-final. Was it difficult because it was Juanma playing, replacing. You couldn't see any video from before and how they played together. How do you prepare a match like this?
Sí, en ese sentido fue complicado, pero porque no pudimos verlo, pero igual obviamente sabés que entra Juanma y no tiene que adaptarse, sabemos cómo se adapta a cualquier cosa y es uno de los mejores. Así que en ese sentido estábamos muy preparados, creo que nada, nos preparamos, más que nada fijamos en nuestro equipo, porque no sabíamos el otro equipo cómo iba a funcionar hoy. Y nada, creo que fue muy parejo, igualado al final y se nos dio en la última, pero era para cualquiera.
Último checker. ¿Cómo salís en un partido tan apretado al último checker a definirlo? ¿Qué te pasa por la cabeza?
Y bueno, ya ahí estás jugado en la instancia final y dar todo y estar confiado. Creo que seguir jugando de la misma manera, confiar en el compañero y creo que estoy en plena confianza en uno mismo y en el equipo para poder dar vuelta al resultado, porque creo que habíamos estado uno abajo, así que fue muy lindo.
Si se dan los resultados, podría llegar a juntarse en la final como pasó en Estados Unidos. ¿Sería la final ideal
Sí, obvio,
contra tu padre?
Sí, ojalá se sigan repitiendo esas finales, pero obviamente sabemos el nivel de equipo que nos enfrentamos y que quedan, así que queda esperar y obviamente en un buen sueño sería llegar los dos a la final.
Si tenemos que hacer un resumen de lo que fue hasta acá la Copa de Oro, en comparación con el resto que ha jugado en el 2024. ¿Qué se puede decir de la Copa de Oro con tantos equipos? Y, no sé, en lo personal, no sabías quién iba a ganar, o quién iba a pasar, o no sé si les pasó algo parecido.
Sí, obvio. La temporada inglesa creo que hace mucho que es así, que llegás y no sabés qué equipo tiene chance, el que menos puntos le pones termina ganando una copa y eso es lo más divertido. Y yo creo que bueno, nada, hoy la Copa de Oro de estas instancias creo que es un poco más también de caballos. Creo que siguen habiendo equipos duros, pero obviamente bajan, se empiezan a cansar los caballos y bueno, se hace largo. Entonces creo que ahora el que está más fresco de cabeza y de equipo y de caballos es el que va a tener más chances, pero hoy igual sigue para cualquiera.
La última, ¿cuál fue la importancia de Dylan Bacon hoy en este partido?
Bueno, Dylan nos ayuda mucho en todos. Hoy particularmente creo que en un momento que estábamos un poco encerrados en ataque nos ayudó a estirar la cancha. Creo que metió un par de goles lindos que nos hizo, lo tuvieron que correr los buenos y nos hizo abrir un poco de la cancha y tener un poco más de tiempo a nosotros, que eso creo que los primeros 3 checkers no lo tuvimos y nos dio ese plus para los últimos 3 que tuvimos un poco más de tiempo.
Bueno, perfecto, buenísimo, gracias por la entrevista y suerte en las semifinales. Back to you, team, and John.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of the first quarter-final, and it was a cracker. Desert Palm putting up a great effort against one of the favourites, La Dolfina Great Oaks. But it was Poroto Cambiasso and La Dolfina Great Oaks who took the win by just the 1 goal. Stay tuned. We'll be back at 3 o'clock for our next quarterfinal, King Power versus the notorious Valhalla. We'll look forward to that one. Thank you very much, John. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.